What is going on YouTube? John here, back again with another unboxing and review. Now this one's a little bit different than my usual ones. I've been doing a lot of statue unboxings and everything, but I do have a small collection of MCU Hot Toys figures. And even though this one isn't necessarily made by Hot Toys, it is based on an MCU character. This is the 1/6 scale Space Wizard from Infamous. Now you may be looking at this and thinking, isn't this Ebony Maw from Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame? And you might be correct. The thing is here, Infamous doesn't have the official license to make these characters. The less we say about that, the better. Anyway, what I'm going to go ahead and do is take this guy out of the box, show you all the pieces, and tell you what I think about it. Let's go ahead and start by Thanos snapping this cardboard box out of existence. And here you're met with the front box art, which is a little hard to see unless you put a little bit of direct light on it since it's a spot varnish. But it is an image of Ebony Maw. Now turning it over to the back, you have an image of the 4 characters that form up Thanos' Black Order, which in the MCU consists of Proxima Midnight, Corvus Glaive, Ebony Maw, and Cull Obsidian. Now, Infamous has had Proxima Midnight, aka the Shadow Void, for pre-order for a while now. My hope is that the first 2 members of the Black Order sell well enough that they'll want to make the next 2. And if they do that, I'll probably pick up the entire set just so I could display Thanos with the Black Order. I thought that'd be a cool display option. Now, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and open the box. Let's take a look at what he comes with and what the figure looks like. All right, let's go ahead and take off this top piece. And as you can see, not a whole lot of accessories here. It's basically the figure and a bunch of hands, which is perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first hand here. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in. This is a closed fist. And as you can see, the detail on this is pretty nice. There's good paint applications on each of his individual rings, and the hand has a lot of nice detailing to it, and a nice bit amount of shading on the back of his hand there, on this palm. I'm pretty happy with the detail on this, actually. I'm pretty impressed. All right, moving on, let's take a look at the next hand, which is a pointing hand, which really, it's not really a pointing hand. I think this is made to recreate a scene from Infinity War where he shushes Thor. About the same quality, pretty good. All these seem to have the same base quality, which there's no complaints there. All right, moving on to the next one, which is his right hand in a closed fist. Again, same basic quality, good paint job, nice shading. Moving on, I'm not going to focus too much on this one. You've already seen it. And the next hand is a object holding hand. I don't remember him holding any kind of staff or anything like that in the movies, but I guess this gives you an extra display option, I guess, if you wanted him holding something. You know, it's better than not having that option, so it's a good thing. And let's get to the main event now. Let's get to the actual figure itself. I'm going to go ahead and take him out of this foam tray and take a closer look at all the details. Let's start at the bottom here with his boots, which do look movie accurate as far as I remember. The actual feet themselves, they don't have a whole lot of side to side ankle pivot. They do go up and down. It is a split cut boot, as you can see, which does help with posability, which is a nice touch and typically my preferred type of boot for these kind of figures. Moving up to the pants here, and they're made out of some kind of material. It's kind of hard to describe what they're made out of. It does feel something similar to kind of like the Spider-Man figures, if you've ever seen those Hot Toys Spider-Man figures. It doesn't feel super cheap, which is something I'm really impressed with. One of my concerns is the fact that this is a third-party figure, that it would feel really cheap. And it really doesn't. It feels almost on par with Hot Toys, to be honest. The details are there. I do feel like even the rest of the figure is kind of movie accurate. Let's go ahead and take this plastic off of his face so we could take a closer look at the actual portrait. And once again, I'm left impressed. I think the amount of details they packed into this portrait is impressive. You look at the different shading, the different kind of angles. Like, this is kind of a tough figure to probably get right just because it's not based on an actual human. It's not even based on anything other than a CG character from a movie. So even the hair here is really well done, which sometimes can be hit and miss on these kind of figures that have non-sculpted hair. So yeah, I came away overall very impressed with the portrait and also the materials used on this costume that he's wearing. Let's take a look at the back here just so you could take a closer look at that. Like I said, I think most of it is movie accurate as far as I remember. Yeah, overall, I think this figure is a win. With all that out of the way, now that you got to see kind of all the little details, let's go ahead and pose him and give you my parting thoughts. Before I do that though, I'm going to go ahead and apologize. I forgot to film the actual base that he comes with. It's nothing super special. It's just basically like a rectangular marble kind of white and gray base with your typical crotch grabber kind of stand. There's nothing to really write home about. It feels a little bit on the plasticky cheap side, but ultimately I don't mind that they put the details more into the figure instead of the base, because at the end of the day, that's more important. As far as my final thoughts, I think this is a great figure. I guess it could have come with more accessories. It just does come with a few pairs of hands, but ultimately this isn't the type of figure that you'd expect would come with a lot of accessories. I think the details are there. I think the costume looks great, and I think he looks awesome next to my Thanos, as you can see in this picture here. A very nice addition to my MCU figure collection. Hope you liked this video, guys. If you did, go ahead and like and subscribe. It helps grow my channel. It helps put my videos up to the top of the stack. Helps the algorithm know that people care about this content. And also, if you want to get a notification as soon as I put one of my videos up, go ahead and click on the bell icon, and that's exactly what it'll do. So that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.